And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Cameron Woolley Show. With me is Ming Chen.
What's up, everybody?
And I am Cameron Woolley. So overall, pretty friggin' good week. I mean, like, for me personally, I don't think we talked about your Orioles last week. I mean, if you want to...
Oh, I mean, what else is new? This is why I enjoyed the last few seasons so much, because I didn't think it would collapse this bad so quickly. But injuries mounted up, bad signings, bad non-signings, a lot of underperforming players, terrible bullpen. It's tough to watch right now. It's really is. Why? Why?
Yeah, I don't know. Dude,
why? It was so much fun too.
Why do they keep punishing
why?
you? Like
I don't know.
I
don't know. What?
Like, literally, that first year, like after 23, I was sitting there like, I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be an issue.
It is for a number of years.
I thought I'm like, oh, these guys aren't going away for like a while.
Best farm system, like great young players.
This is gonna be bad.
Yeah, and well,
like new owner too. Like Angelos doesn't own the team anymore.
New owner with deep pockets.
I'm like, oh god, here we go. First the Mets, now the Orioles.
Proven general manager, and yeah. Everything's going wrong right now. Everything's going wrong right now. No one's hitting. Runners in scoring position, terrible. Bullpen, terrible.
Runners in scoring position, that'll do it.
Yeah.
And you beat us in a series.
One of the league's worst ERAs. Up in it's in the sixes right now, I believe. Like it's terrible.
I mean, well, you gotta look at the Rockies. Are you excluding the Rockies?
I think the Rockies,
because like you can't really.
I think the Rockies are one worse, yes, but that's not saying that's not. That's not a compliment.
I still have the Yankees like partially in the doghouse because they lost that one game to the Rockies
last Friday.
Yeah, they lost that one game and they almost lost on Sunday. They came one bad pitch away.
That was lost
from losing a series to the 2025 Colorado Rockies.
You guys gave the Rockies what, their 10th win, their 9th win?
9th win.
Their 9th win. We're 50 games in. We're 9th win.
Yeah, this is that's going to be a story to follow throughout the year. But I was just thinking about how awful it would have been if we
lost. They're on pace for 28 wins. They're on pace for 28 wins.
You know who's really happy about that? No, White Sox fans.
Oh, sure.
No, they won't. They had to think about being like, what was the team that broke? Like the Tigers?
I think so, yeah.
Like being a Tigers fan, you had to live with that for a while.
Yeah.
And then like the White Sox finally take it away from you, and then it's like, okay, a division rival's gonna have to deal with our shtick for the next 50
I don't think
years.
They're on pace for 28 wins. They might get into the 40s.
I mean, it's baseball. They have to.
Statistically,
maybe they end up in the 30s. But again, they're gonna have to play what, like 350 ball to get there?
Yes.
I don't know, dude. That's a bit of a steep climb for these guys.
It is. I'm just checking their win percentage now, which can't be.
Let's look at the standings.
Can't be good.
All right.
161 win percentage. 9-47.
Their winning percentage is 39 points below the Mendoza line.
Yes.
That is where we are currently. Standing with the Rockies.
Wow. White Sox at 321, Baltimore at 345. So yeah, and they are 25 games back. So
in a division that has
juggernauts,
just monster after monster
Titans. Yes.
Like, I don't know. I mean, the Dodgers are the Dodgers, obviously. I don't care how badly they're playing right now.
Sure.
They're still the Dodgers.
Right.
The Padres, who always are just in there.
Yeah.
And the Giants, who recently bumped back up. And the Diamondbacks, who you can't really leave for dead.
Nope. I do love that at the beginning of the season. Or is it Dodgers going to win 125 games, 130? I'm like, no, they're not.
It
looked like it on paper.
It could have. Well, I mean, for my money, I think they're still the World Series favorite. I know that's lame because, they just won the World Series last year. They have the best roster on paper. But I don't think there's kind of a power vacuum in baseball right now. If you want to if you think about it, there's in the National League, there's even like with the Dodgers playing the way they're playing right now, there's really no other superpower in that league. I mean, sure, the Phillies are looking really good, but again, after last year,
best team in the National League right now.
I mean, sure, the Cubs are looking fantastic.
Cubs look great.
But again, like I still think the Dodgers come playoff time, they have that pedigree now to where they can just beat anybody.
Yeah.
And I think they will beat anybody. They're just it's just business as usual with them. Their season starts in October. They just gotta get there, which they will. They just gotta play the back of their baseball card, which most of the time they do.
They just gotta make it into the playoffs. They'll be fine.
And if you look in the American League, there's no real big challenger. I mean, like, I guess the
Tigers are doing good though.
The Tigers are really good, but again, they're still they're kind of new on the scene. I gotta wait a little bit to see if they're really that good. The Mariners leading the AL, but that division sucks.
It does suck, yes.
What the hell am I looking at here?
Astros, then Rangers, Angels, and A's are all under 500.
Dude, those teams are buns, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then you have the Yankees, who I mean they've looked really good lately.
They look great.
9-1 their last 10. Yes,
they look great. You got nothing to complain about.
I'm willing to admit, yeah. On paper, I don't really have a lot to complain about.
They don't even have their ace. Their ace is when does he come? I don't know when he's coming.
Okay, first of all, our ace is Max Fried.
Okay. I'm
loving
your
Max
ace
Fried.
On paper and by salary. Garrett Cole.
Yeah, no, he's out, dude. If he was healthy,
God,
dude, that would have been, especially the way Rodon's throwing right now.
They're fine without him. They don't need him.
Although again, I'm just thinking about how many times I've found myself in the month of May, literally this exact time of year, late May, like after Memorial Day, summer in front of me. I feel like I've got all the time in the world. I'm sitting there thinking, wow, I'm really enjoying throwing the Yankee game on every night. I have said that
I can't remember.
I said that in 2021.
Okay.
I said that in 2022 when they were on pace to win 120 games before collapsing.
I remember, yes.
I said that, I don't know if they did that in 23, but I think vibes were
good.
All right.
They were good.
In 23, compared to the rest of the year. And in like last year when they looked unstoppable through the end of May.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have this year.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, you can make the argument that this year's team is different, and yes, I can say that.
Let's look at the numbers here, Cameron. So the Yankees' offense is on fire. So we're 1/3 through the season. They're 34-20. Here's how they rank offensively as a team entering play last night. 260 batting average, ranking 4th in the league. It's pretty good.
It's okay.
343 on base percentage. Number 1.
Yeah.
469 slugging.
Yeah, it's
ranked number 1.
Pretty good.
812 OPS.
As a team, yeah,
ranked number 1.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, 130 WRC plus. That's number 1.
Yeah, 130 WRC plus. No team has ever done that over a full season. Ever.
88 home runs. That's also ranked 1st. 861 total bases. That's ranked 3rd. 220 walks. Ranks 1st in the league. That's a good stat right there.
The thing about how much of that is Aaron Judge.
Okay, sure. Well,
I mean, also, like, I know I'm always kind of the guy who sort of goes glass half empty with this team because I've gone through the motions so many times. There are so many people on this team, or there are two guys in particular who I think are prime regression candidates who have been major bats.
Okay.
I don't think Paul Goldschmidt's doing this all year. And I don't think Trent Grisham is doing this all year.
Okay. I mean, Paul Goldschmidt, you got to be happy with him.
Yeah, now obviously I'm thrilled with Paul Goldschmidt. For now, I am
as
loving.
Much as he's a regression candidate,
I am loving Paul Goldschmidt right now. I'm
obviously
loving
overperforming,
Dude, but again, I'm a cynic. I'm a
so.
cynic. I've seen it plenty of times. I remember when Josh Donaldson first came over. He had a good first.
He's not
couple months.
He's not Josh Donaldson.
I'm God willing. He's not Josh Donaldson, but he is. He's got a really high BABIP. I think that's bound to come down at some point. Although there are also a couple of people who are maybe due for positive regression. Maybe Ben Rice has been hitting balls at people a lot this year.
Ben Rice got grit though, man.
Dude, I love Ben
Yeah,
Rice.
come on,
Dude.
You got wild card, X factor, whatever term.
My next Yankee jersey is gonna be Ben Rice. If he keeps this up all year, I'm getting a Ben Rice jersey for Christmas. Like, that is the thing I am looking for.
Your Goldschmidt's hitting 347.
Yes, I know Paul Goldschmidt's hitting
Like,
347, but look,
how long can you maintain that?
You gotta look under the hood. And I'm looking under the hood at some of these stats, and I'm like, okay, do I think he can still mash lefties? Yes, absolutely. I think once we settle into like the dog days where we really start to figure out what this team is, I think we're going to end up in a spot where, especially when Stanton comes back and you can't DH one and start the other at first, I think it's going to become a first base platoon where Ben Rice starts against righties and Paul Goldschmidt starts against lefties. And then you have their potential pinch hit candidates, which is really good to have.
Oh.
Like, don't get me wrong. I love having...
Have an arsenal of pinch hit. It's great, man.
I love having this. Is something that the Yankees haven't had. They don't have... Yeah, and this team, they're also versatile.
All right.
And that's another thing that kind of makes people say that this team's a little different. They have speed. They have people who can defend. You have a Cody Bellinger who brings a couple elements that, some people didn't bring last year, that shall remain nameless. But there's a different element to a lot of these people. Jason Dominguez, yeah, he's a shoddy left-handed or shoddy left fielder, sorry, but he can mash against righties. There are a lot of people that you can put in different places on this team.
Yeah.
I think the only real hole at this point is
third base.
Like, there are a couple things I want this team to do. I obviously want them to get a third baseman.
That's what trade deadline's for.
I want them to add a little more gas into their bullpen. They don't really have a real flamethrower right now. And sure, the bullpen right now, it looks pretty good. They won a game 1-0 last night without having Luke Weaver or Devin Williams available. Which, by the way, Devin Williams, keep him as far the hell away from the ninth inning as humanly possible. For some reason,
man. Every year.
He is I cannot stress enough, he is a lights-out setup man.
Right.
He has been amazing, and Luke Weaver has been a lights-out closer.
Yes.
Just keep them in that area, but I know what this team's going to do. We are going to end up at a point where Devin Williams has a good enough stretch in the 8th inning that they start putting their hand over the fire a little too much.
Yes.
And then they're going to throw him in for a couple save situations, and they're going to get burnt. And I think this process might repeat itself a couple times, but Luke Weaver's earned that job. And I think every Yankee fan would agree with me. Luke Weaver should be this team's closer. Because I don't know what it is, but after Mariano Rivera retired, it is just impossible to find somebody who can pitch the 9th inning.
It's a curse. Clay Holmes,
who can close.
Devin Williams, no.
Like, you have guys who work out at first, but then eventually deteriorate.
Yeah.
Like, Aroldis Chapman had, I think he only had 1 year, in my opinion, where he was really trustworthy. But then after that, he became erratic. And you know me. You know how I feel about Aroldis Chapman.
Sure.
I never trusted him.
No.
After maybe 2017, I think. But
I remember we have it all that on record.
Yeah, I hate Aroldis Chapman so much. Not only is he a terrible pitcher, he's also a terrible person. There are some allegations that were thrown out there about him with the, domestic violence and whatnot. So that's a thing that's a reason to hate the guy on its own.
Well, you got to give some credit to the Yankees got depth too.
Yeah, they have depth.
A bunch of players go 9-1. They got Jazz Chisholm. Rehab today.
Yeah, he's rehabbing. That's another guy who's due for positive regression. I think Jazz Chisholm, he's really good. I love Jazz. And I think he serves his role better on this team than he did on Miami. Like, so much better.
Yeah.
Because on the Marlins, he was the face of that team. So much so that he was the cover athlete on MLB The Show a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So he was like the guy, but he didn't put up numbers that backed it up. Now, it's because, and by that I mean he would put up like a 125 WRC plus, which being a very good hitter, but not face of the franchise quality player. Now, sure, the defense and base running, he's elite at both of those.
Right.
You bring that over to the Yankees, where you already have another guy who's the man. Like, all you need to do, at least in the regular season, is support Aaron Judge. If you put up a 120 WRC plus as maybe a bat that they rely on as the fourth guy, then you'll do a hell of a lot better. Your perception, or people's perception of you, is going to be a lot better when you're not supposed to be the guy, but you're supposed to be a guy.
Yeah.
It's like, think about like Scott Brosius. Like, Scott Brosius couldn't be sure
good old Scott Brosius,
World Series MVP. I understand, but think about if Scott Brosius was supposed to be the headliner on his team.
Yeah,
that wouldn't really go so well.
No.
Think of other guys, maybe like Tino Martinez. Sure, he had a couple years where he could have been that guy, but Tino Martinez couldn't have been a headliner on a lot of teams.
Yeah.
You'll look at like Paul O'Neill. No, I'm just naming 90s Yankees.
Yeah.
But just like, again.
Good player, but not.
You want to talk about teams that had stupid depth.
Yes.
That team was just, they weren't really like overwhelming. That team was just death by 1,000 paper cuts.
That back half of the 90s Yankees, yes. And even into the 2000s, after you got Matsui and A-Rod.
No, it's funny enough.
Giambi.
Like the 2000s teams.
Jeter.
Like the 2000s.
Bernie Williams.
When they were losing to teams like the Angels and Indians in the playoffs.
Right.
And the Red Sox. That, and then in the World Series, losing the Diamondbacks and Marlins. Those teams were more filled with star power. Because you had...
Man, they were stacked by design.
You had like Giambi and A-Rod.
Right.
Both of them pretty firmly in their prime.
Yes.
Although Giambi, by the time A-Rod got there, I don't know. But Giambi was still amazing, and A-Rod was...
He was feared, for sure.
Yeah, A-Rod won 2 MVPs.
Yeah.
I think 09 was the only real Yankee team that had, like, so much star power on it that...
Wow.
That they ended up... that actually won them a championship.
Winning, yes. Yes.
Again, you look at also those 2000s, like you look at the lineup of the 06 Yankees, it makes your brain hurt. I
remember we had to face them 19 times a year, yes. As an Orioles.
Yeah, you had Robinson Cano batting ninth. That's all you really need to. You had Gary Sheffield. Jesus.
Yes.
But those teams also didn't have a starting rotation.
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah, those teams had awful pitching. But like I look at this team. Again, I'm still skeptical. I still think that this is going to follow the same pattern that every Yankee season before it has. You got a few guys who are hitting and pitching way over their heads. Carlos Rodon, love him this year. He's been great, but I think he's going to fall back a bit.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to see this out of Carlos Rodon for the rest of the year. Paul Goldschmidt, again, I don't think we're going to see this.
Okay.
Trent Grisham, I don't think we're going to see this. Outside of that, I mean, on top of just generally in June, this team always seems to hit a slide. Like, there have been, plenty of times I've come on this show in late June or early July, and for a month and a half, I have had nothing but complaints.
Yeah.
And I just gotta see them. I just gotta see a good July. That's what I need to see. I need to see a good July.
Okay.
Or if they're
Before and after the All-Star
okay,
break.
if we're after Father's Day
Okay.
and they're still really good and they're still hitting well, then I'll start maybe changing my heart a little bit.
Okay.
And then that'll be the first hurdle, which is after Father's Day.
Right. Okay. That's June.
And I'm not talking
June
about
15th.
and I'm not talking about losing a couple series here and there. I mean going on a prolonged stinker over like an eighth of the season. Like say 3 weeks where they're just awful. Like I mean scoring 5 runs a game is a huge achievement because we've seen that. Plenty of times we've seen it. And that's just all I can think about. All I can think about what this team's going to do. Because I've seen it before. I've seen scorching hot Mays go into cold Junes. Or like they start June well and then they have one game that makes the wheels fall off. I can tell you exactly which of those games it was in 2022 and 2024.
Oh, the ones that changed everything?
No, in 2022, it was Father's Day against the Blue Jays, where they had a 5-run lead going into like the 7th, and then they blew it, and they were just never the same after that. In 2024, it was a game against the Mariners, where they had a 3-run lead going into the 9th, and then Clay Holmes blew it.
Yes.
That changed everything. Like that team just... Like this group in the past has gotten punched in the mouth at one point, and they just never quite figured out.
I remember that game. Weren't we recording that day?
No, we recorded the day after.
Okay, all right.
The Clay Holmes meltdown last year, and I said at the time it always starts as one game, and then one game turns into one series. Yeah. One series turns into 1 week, and then it spirals. And I need to see this team recover from getting punched in the mouth. Now, sure, if they keep this up for a while, maybe I could look at that game as the first game in the Rockies series where they lost. That was their punch in the mouth.
They've won 5 since. So
yes, I know. But like, if they keep it up, maybe we could have passed that threshold already. Right. Maybe we could have passed that test.
Yeah, I've also noticed.
Maybe it was the game against... No, the A's were they, but although that's too early. May 10th is too early for those punch in the mouth games. But maybe it was the only feasible game that I can look at on here where that was a real punch in the mouth was the Rockies.
The Yankees have only been shut out once this year so far. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty impressive. Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I need to see them clear that hurdle before I can really buy in.
Right.
And then if they go smooth sailing from there, great. They look pretty good in the AL East right now.
Yeah.
Knock on the beer pong table. It looks pretty good.
Yeah. Now with Jazz coming back, looks like they're going to throw him back at third.
Or at third or second. I don't know. But like the Jazz is a really good third baseman.
Playing good.
No, he's not.
He's not playing good?
He's not playing. He's defensively adequate.
Well, yes, that's what I meant. That's what.
Yeah, and Jazz has a way better arm for third, and he played a really good third base last year.
Yeah.
Down the stretch and in the playoffs. So I really like what Jazz Chisholm has done.
Yeah.
But ideally, we trade for a third baseman at the deadline.
Well,
we
yes.
fire DJ LeMahieu out of a cannon, and Jazz starts at second.
Ideally, yes, that happens. Will it happen? Well, I mean, we'll see.
They're going to make some type of move at the deadline. Like, it's no secret they want a third baseman.
No. So they've got some bait out there, right?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. They don't want to trade their premium prospects. Which, again, by the way, Oswald Peraza, how did that work out? God, I can't think about how many years of a championship window that we blew because of Oswald Peraza. There was like a premier like 2-starter on the market, and Oswald Peraza was the deal breaker. There was maybe a Big Pat. Oswald Peraza was the deal breaker.
Listen, what team doesn't overvalue their prospects though?
The Dodgers, they don't care. And also any team that's won ever.
Well, in hindsight, yes.
Everybody overvalues prospects. So you
Sure.
want to talk about, dude, the NHL, teams
Sure.
that throw their prospects away usually end up playing well.
Well, I mean, there's no worse feeling than trading away someone and then they kick ass.
Okay,
for
for
team.
every Jay Buhner, there's like 10.
Buhner? How could you trade Buhner?
For every
Buhner? Like,
for every Jay Buhner, there's 15 guys you've never heard of. Or there's 15 Jesus Monteros.
I'm sorry, your son is dead.
Yeah.
Buhner? How could you trade Buhner?
Dude, I love.
It's such a great episode.
I love
Seinfeld.
watching. I love watching Seinfeld clips.
Such a great
Dude,
Seinfeld
there's
episode.
YouTube. There's like the Seinfeld YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like eating. I'm one of those people who has to watch YouTube while
sure.
eating. It's like, because again, I grew up surrounded by screen. My attention span
Yeah.
gone. I don't know how I do well in school, but like, I love watching Seinfeld clips sometimes.
Yeah, I'd be a terrible GM. I couldn't stomach the fact that trading away a player that goes on and looks like freaking Babe
Okay,
Ruth.
dude, how did that?
I get it.
Again,
That's why I'm not a GM though. I can't. I don't make those tough decisions.
You can replenish the prospect pool. You can draft people. You
can.
have international signing money.
True. Academies, all that. Yes, you're right. You're right. But
Dude, just literally throw $5 million at some Dominican 15-year-old and you're good.
right. Well, hopefully he's actually 15. But yes,
Dude,
I didn't know birth certificates could be forged.
I just think about that.
already.
I forgot what movie it was. I'd never seen it, but I'd seen clips.
Yeah.
It was the Dominican 20-something-year-old playing in Little League.
It's like, I'm 14.
Where it's like he just has a piece of paper and he just writes down crayon, I am 12,
am
and he
12.
slips a 20 in there.
That's a, you can watch.
Bench warmers.
I think so. Yeah, you can find that clip on YouTube.
Oh,
no
dude,
doubt.
it is so funny.
Yeah.
Like, he just hands the umpire like a piece of paper, like a piece of white paper, like that you grab from a printer.
Yes, I am 12. Like, okay, batter up.
But like, yeah, I didn't know how much of a thing that was.
Yeah.
Like for a while.
Yeah.
Again, dude, like, say it's like someone from Cuba. Like, that's tough. That's tough to find. It's like, what are you gonna do? Go back for the public records? No. If you go back, you're gonna get thrown into.
The public records in Cuba are spotty at best, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah.
You know, there's a reason why when people leave, it's called defecting.
Right.
It's not immigrating. They don't move. They defect.
Yes. Oh. I just read a story. I guess the Yankees got the AL championship rings recently,
That is.
which I didn't even know there was a thing. I didn't know they handed out rings.
I
for
knew that was a
the
thing.
AL, and why?
After,
And it
in
seems like
2021.
it's like a waste, by the way.
Like, for the Yankees, especially. It's like, imagine the Yankees doing
Why-
Imagine the Yankees doing a pregame ceremony at Yankee Stadium for the AL championship.
Right? They
rings.
didn't because it's asinine. They did it at a hotel in Manhattan. They didn't do a pregame ceremony. Why is this a thing? So basically, nobody was happy about it, and everyone said it was a symbol of failure, which it is. It's
Okay, the MLB. Okay, the Yankee. The ring looks.
It's a cool ring, but why?
It looks really
it's a-
good for a loser
It's a
ring.
second place ring, though. Why would you want that? And was it?
General manager Brian. Oh wait, was Juan Soto there?
Did he? I mean, I guess he earned it. He earned it. I can't imagine why he would show.
Okay, so
They just mail it to
this
him.
is from Brian Hoke on
Okay.
MLB.com, who I've met virtually, but I've met
Yeah.
him. He said they were beautiful, classy, significant, and for most players now collecting dice.
Yes. Why? Who wants that? Name me one player on that roster that wants that ring. Who would wear that ring to like a wedding or a public event?
And then Giancarlo Stanton, dude, this is a badass quote.
Yes.
He said, "This isn't the one we wanted, boys." Giancarlo Stanton said, cutting through the ballroom chatter. "The one that we want is in front of us. I'd better not see any of you guys wearing these around."
Yeah. Exactly.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, but
Dude,
what
this is why, dude, I love Giancarlo Stanton.
No, he's right.
Even more. Because not only did he carry this team
Sure.
in that run, but oh my God,
He's
dude.
not mincing words, though. I love it.
Dude, he's like, dude, it's like if I see you wearing any of these around, I don't care. It's like I don't care how much tennis elbow I have.
Why?
I will swing. Like I will start swinging.
What kind of a waste of money and time is this?
And I bet Giancarlo Stanton swinging a blunt object at you would hurt a lot.
I know. Who's bragging about getting an AL championship ring, though?
I don't know, probably
the clubhouse guy? Even he's embarrassed. Yeah, I don't understand why this is a thing. It's a nice ring. Who's footing the bill? You, I guess.
Probably like the MLB.
You buying jerseys and you like the MLB.
Dude, if it were up to the Yankees, they would. I mean, Hal Steinbrenner's probably proud of it because he's God.
Yeah, and if you read that article, Anthony Volpe tried to refuse it, and he didn't. He just gave it to his dad. He said, but I bet his dad doesn't want it.
Yeah. Like okay, Volpe did have a bit of a.
He's not wrong. I like this.
Okay,
like,
Anthony Volpe said he initially tried to turn the ring down, but was told he couldn't, so he gave it to his dad, Michael.
Yeah. But
also, fun fact: I met his cousin once.
Yeah, Anthony Volpe's cousin.
For some, I think he goes to. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just met him one day. Like he just walked into the game room. He's like, "Oh, you a Yankee fan? How do you feel about Anthony?" This is like before last season.
Yeah.
Where I gave my honest man. I'm like, yeah, I think he could be. He's got speed and defense. He's like, oh yeah, that's my cousin.
My cousin.
And now I'm like, oh shit, man, that's.
I'm glad I didn't go into a rant about him.
And then Anthony Volpe, it's like you think of the celebrate. Like he said, quote, in hindsight, it commemorates the journey of getting there. Volpe said, you think of the celebrations, the guys on the team that aren't here anymore.
Great, give them the ring then.
But at the end of the day, dude, also, where's Juan Soto in all of this?
I mean, he earned it. He gets a ring. He's got a ring with his name on it.
Did he show, or did the Yankees just tell him to go fuck himself and just not give him?
Well, but maybe they mailed it to him. Maybe they FedExed it to him at least. Little courier,
the
bike messenger.
No. Why would the Yankees do? He's making enough money.
So all right, maybe they had a guy.
He is making more than enough money to foot the bill for it himself.
Right. So he sent a guy. Maybe
he's making more money. Like Juan Soto, by the end of that contract, is going to be worth more than multiple countries.
Yes.
765. No, 800 million if he doesn't do the thing with the option.
That's more than the GDP of most developed countries.
It's probably more than the GDP. Like, no, I'm googling.
You get the GDP.
What
the GDP
is
ranking?
the GDP?
You gotta have a ranking, right?
GDP of, and I'm sorry if someone from here somehow listens to this, Botswana. The GDP of Botswana. Okay, Botswana has $19.5 billion.
Oh, billion? Okay, well,
of gross domestic products. Well, maybe it's like Botswana is a country that okay, hold on. I feel so. You're already looking up countries.
Oh yeah. So here we go. Samoa is 938 billion. So that's
okay.
Close.
So Samoa is worth more than Juan Soto's
Sao Tome and Principe. I don't even know where that is.
Okay, Juan Soto is worth more than that country.
All right, he's worth almost twice as much as Micronesia.
Micro, yeah, jeez.
Living up to its name.
Oh my god, dude, this is awful. This is so bad.
Yeah.
Dude, this is why it's a podcast, because you can be a little more lenient.
Yeah.
You can say things that would get you knocked off a lot of other.
Sure. He's always worth more than Samoa. The whole country is Samoa, though. That's a legit country.
Hey, The Rock.
The Rock, yeah, a lot of good wrestlers.
Hey, The Rock. Hey, Better Call Saul, University of American Samoa.
Yeah, that's right. He got his degree there. He contributed.
Micronesia, dude. Why are you calling? Who thought of calling a country with a small GDP micro? Starting it with the word micro, dude.
I didn't name the country, so.
Dude, who thought of that?
I mean, Captain Cook. I don't know. Well, I have no clue.
Captain Cook. Captain Hook or
Captain Cook. Captain Hook.
Captain Cook. No, it's all right. I brought up Breaking Bad.
Right.
So maybe Captain Cook might have.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, Marshall Islands. Juan Soto is going to be 3 times worth that country.
Right.
By the time it's all said and done, Palau. It's another one. He's going to be close to 3xing.
Yeah.
Kiribati, I think. close to 3xing as well.
Yeah.
And Tuvalu, that's developed 62.
62 million.
You're like $62 million. That's you're on your way.
Yeah. Yeah. And
But like I'm just looking at hey Samoa, 8.58% GDP.
it's growth. Yeah, not bad.
It's a pretty nice economy.
Good, not bad. I don't know what their major export is, but
The Rock.
The Rock, yeah, they're counting his salary. It's got to be more than that. So
The Rock seems like the type of guy who would donate, like he would
Yeah.
put a portion of his contract like directly into the Samoan economy.
yeah,
Also, just like I don't know what they do down there, but like most of the guys from that country are jacked.
oh yeah,
I don't know. It's like if you like it's
good genes in that country.
Like, yeah, dude, really good genes.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, here I am with my splattered, hastily put together gene pool of basically every country in Europe.
yes,
Where it's like there's some good and some bad. I have Italian skin, which makes it so it's hard to sunburn.
okay, good,
Like you put like a little bit of sunscreen on there, I'm fine.
cool.
But on the other hand, I have the Eastern European where it's like all of my fat is concentrated in my chest and my stomach.
Can't win them all, can you?
So like yeah, like I'm an undertaking that I'm doing this summer is attempting to get abs.
Yeah.
Or at least in the way that I possibly can, because you got me fucked up if you think I am going to eat vegetables. Like that is not happening.
It's all food.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I know it's all
The abs are there already.
They're there.
Abs
but,
are there.
Like
Just
I'm
gotta-
trying. Also, like I don't want to get swept up in like gym bro stuff.
I'm sure 1 or 2 hours a day you'll be fine.
I don't go to the gym for 2 hours. I only lift for like half an hour.
Okay, all right, you're good.
But it's like I do dedicated like PPL splits.
Yeah, you're good.
So it's like in total, it's like an hour and a half.
You're
that
good.
I am.
You're good. Well, maybe you can run faster than this guy. This is the fan that ran on in the field.
Dude, that guy's booking it, dude. That guy's
is.
fast.
No, he's in the stands. He could have kept going. They drag him out. Slam him to the ground.
Oh, damn. Dude, you came so close.
He did. No, he did. I guess he must start from the other end, though, which is impressive. They couldn't catch him.
Also, dude, you want to talk about home field advantage. Angel Stadium.
Yeah, but this is a Yankee fan, though. He's wearing a Yankee
is sad.
jersey.
That is sad. Like, the Angels are a sad franchise.
Uh,
I tweeted last night. No, look at my Twitter. I want you to read. I want you to read what I tweeted.
okay,
last night.
which
After the Yankee game ended. At Cam Woolley Show. No, that's not a Cameron Woolley.
There we
That's
go.
Frank. I don't know why Franken's. I haven't cast it in a minute. But like just read what I tweet. It's the top tweet.
I did not at all expect the Yankees to win that game, and I wouldn't even have gotten bent out of shape if they lost because of the bullpen. But that was gutsy and impressive. Exactly what you do against a loser franchise like the Angels. I will like that. Well said.
Hell yeah. And I wait for the notification on my phone. Mom, where is it?
Well done.
All right.
Well done.
Notification. Where the noties? It hasn't come through yet. What the hell? Whatever.
Well done. Yeah.
Also, did you see that Ron Washington intentionally walked Aaron Judge twice?
Oh, yeah.
the first
and then he was
inning?
laughing, too, right?
Yeah, he was.
I heard
like-
he was laughing.
I mean, because it's like,
No, I mean, Aaron Judge
what are you
hit,
gonna do?
what, 2 home runs during that series?
No, he didn't hit any. I don't think he hit any.
All right, didn't hit it. Well, you know what that's called? Respect.
Yeah,
It's called
like,
respect.
He's like, yeah, dude, you're not beating me. It's like we're not letting you beat us.
I mean, listen, him and Shohei are they're the non-roided Barry Bonds right now. Like, why anyone's pitching to either of them?
Okay, just saying, Shohei Ohtani hasn't pitched in a very long time. So how about we cool it with him for now?
Yeah,
all he is right now-
he did throw a simulated game the other day.
Batting practice. Oh yeah, in the MLB Twitter. Don't worry, I know that he threw batting practice.
Yes, but there's no reason for him to ever pitch again.
I mean,
no way.
He's getting. I can give you.
Why?
I can give you around 700 million, mostly deferred
Okay.
reasons as to why he's gonna pitch.
That's also 700 million reasons why he shouldn't be pitching.
No,
You don't want him out of that lineup.
No, you are.
Because he, well, I guess he can hit without that the UCL, right? Theoretically,
I guess
he did it he did it last season. But you don't want him out for any amount of time though. I don't know why they're even entertaining this, unless they're just humoring him. Like well, sure, throw a couple of bullpens.
Well, he should be also like. I mean, God, what was I gonna say?
I know, you're the Dodgers front office. You're not throwing him out on the mound and risking.
Although I was gonna say part of that, like 700 million, like is an investment into basically the entire Asian market.
Yes.
Like you're getting.
I was there. I went to Shohei bobblehead night 2 weeks ago. It was insane.
Also, not to mention in California, you have like especially Southern California,
Yeah.
you have a lot. There's a lot of like Japanese.
There are a lot of Asian people. Just by proximity alone. A lot of Asian people.
I don't know how the hell you ended up in Michigan.
I don't either. But that Shohei bobblehead night, awesome. Dodgers scored 19 runs. So Shohei hit 2 jacks like it was nothing. Fun game.
Most of the fans left in the 6th inning.
Fun game. And I got a bobblehead. They made enough for everybody. They made 56,000.
Also, didn't you have a Dodger dog?
I did. Good. I love Dodger dogs. They're good.
I mean, aren't they just hot dogs with?
They're hot dogs, but they taste different in Dodger Stadium. They taste better.
It's the placebo effect.
It is.
I think
it is. It's a solid hot dog.
I don't know when the hell I'm gonna end up at Yankee Stadium next, but like if I go to a day game, I gotta get that Austin Wells burrito. I don't know if you saw
the Austin Wells burrito? What is in the Austin Wells burrito?
It's a breakfast burrito because he started an Instagram account where he just reviews breakfast burritos.
And this is sold at the stadium?
Only during day games, though.
Oh, okay. Wells ranked burrito.
Okay. Also,
the Wells favorito.
I'm not like I love the content on the account, but the profile picture I'm fairly sure is AI generated. So
okay.
Boo. We don't like that.
All right.
What do
we got on this thing? Okay, burrito: scrambled eggs, breakfast sausage, maple city fries, cheddar jack cheese, and chipotle aioli. That's the Austin Wells.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, that is really good.
Maple City fries, which...
Dude, if I go to the stadium for an afternoon game, I am getting that with some cheese fries. Because I need... I need my cheese fries. You know me with the cheese fries.
Yeah, I do. I seen that clip right when I went to the game last year. I was eating that cup with the chicken bowl around it,
bucket.
and
it is a very, very convenient meal.
I kept it. That's the only piece of Yankees memorabilia I have in my house. I have the cup and the thing.
I can tell you that firsthand. I've had a chicken bucket. It was during the infamous Sonny Gray. The only game I didn't get cheese fries. During the infamous Sonny Gray blow up.
Yes.
But the Ming Chen 37 Costanza, what the hell?
Oh yeah, well, I send you the clip. I'm eating that chicken bowl. The Orioles broadcast zoomed in on me.
Oh,
I think I sent you that. Yeah. That was my George Costanza moment. It's like, look at him go. It was like, hey buddy, they have a thing. It's called a napkin. It's like, boy, I bet you can cover the whole court with that, eating like that. Like,
dude, that would be, that's a Ming moment right there. I think that is fairly.
Yeah, I was the only one wearing an orange jersey out in the bleachers. So I wonder if I can find it. That was a while ago.
Twitter's search engine is so bad now.
It's pretty terrible.
You used to be able to plug in anything and you'd be like, okay.
Yes. Anyways. Yeah. I would. Anyways, yes, I would eat that burrito in a heartbeat.
Great. As I talk about Twitter things. I see multiple tweets from Elon Musk. So.
No, well, he does own the or
Yeah, he does. No, I think he outright owns it now.
Okay.
Yeah, he took it because remember he used to be public.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as well as the Yankees are doing now, do you miss Juan Soto?
I mean, there's gonna come a point where I do miss. I mean, right now I don't, but because Met fans are really having fun with his mischief, everything that's happening there. But he's eventually gonna come around. It's really fun to watch right now. Like, don't get me wrong, every single time I see a clip of Juan Soto hitting into a double play.
Yes. Your heart grows three sizes.
Or
yes.
lightly jogging out. Like, I am not gonna lie, I am so rooting against him. But it wouldn't surprise me if he's that guy.
Sure.
Also, like, here's the thing, you can't forget. If he's just good. Because remember, that price tag, and with everything that the Mets did to roll him out and make him the guy, he has to be the straw that stirs the drink.
Yes.
And he has to be good enough at it. He can't just be a supplement. As I see Met fans saying, like, oh, he's doing a fine job. He's got a couple walks, sack flies. You're not paying the guy to get walks and sack flies. You're paying for him to hit bombs and carry you.
Yes.
When he signed with the Mets, no, don't get it twisted. When he signed with the Mets, when the Mets went above and beyond to pry him away from the Yankees, that move was to do one thing and one thing only, and that was to forever shift the power dynamic of baseball in this town.
Yes.
And when Juan Soto signed with the end, he has to be that guy. I'm sorry, you can't move the goalpost with him. He has to be that player. If he is anything but that player, the contract is a massive disappointment. And people are forgetting that. People are forgetting like how much he is being paid and what he was billed as. He is getting paid to be the guy who makes the Mets the top attraction in town and makes them the class of baseball.
Right.
And he's not that guy right now. Sure, is he eventually going to be that guy? I do think he is. But right now, it's not looking like that, and he has to do it over prolonged stretches. Now, sure, could he keep this up? Could the Mets make the playoffs, and could he turn on in October and all is forgotten? Yes, absolutely. In this town, we know how
fickle the fans are,
how powerful postseason performance can be.
Big time, yes.
Think about Giancarlo Stanton. You don't hear anybody complaining about him being injured anymore.
No.
If this was last year by this point, and we're talking about his tennis elbow, you'd have half of every Yankee comment section on the internet would be filled with cranky people complaining about Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
I think I've talked baseball to death. I want to talk about some hockey.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to talk some puck because things have been happening.
Yeah. Congratulations to
the Florida Panthers again.
Thank you.
I just want to. I think I've officially hit a point where I hate the Hurricanes.
Oh, I've hated the Hurricanes since 2009, but yes.
Well, you have a bit of a personal reason.
Sure. But I mean, we both do. The Devils have not been able to figure them out.
Yeah, we haven't beaten them.
No.
But again, I don't think that's really enough of a reason to like passionately hate a team.
Right, but that one year where
we got to a point. No, them and their fans do nothing but complain about the Reds.
Yeah, but that year
they're rivaling Ranger fans in terms of victim complex. And thinking that everything that the NHL does is just a plot against their success.
Yeah. But the year the Devils own the Hurricanes, either during the regular season or the playoffs, then I'll know they're for real.
That's the hurdle. For this team, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And fortunately for the Devils, I think on paper it's an easy fix. You got to throw money at people, but and prospects and draft picks, but
good decisions.
You need more.
Yeah, but you don't have
also like just saying this year. The Devils they looked better than Washington against the
They did.
Hurricanes.
They did. Not much better, but better.
No, they looked. No, the Devils looked significantly better.
Yeah.
Is there were a couple games like you think about Game 2 that could have gone either way.
Yes.
Game 4 could have gone either way.
True.
And Game 5 literally went to double overtime.
It
So
did, yeah, but that was
so like who knows? Maybe if Jack Hughes and Kovacevic and
Right,
Luke
Luke.
Hughes and
Sure.
any of the 9,000 people who were hurt. Now, Grant, that's also got to be fixed too. The health is becoming a pattern.
every year. Yes.
Yeah, it's like Jack Hughes. I love him as a player.
Right.
I love him as a dude, but I'm sorry, dude. He's got to be there.
He plays hard, maybe a little too hard though.
He has to be there.
Yes.
Put on some muscle. Needs to eat food.
Right.
His mom's Jewish. I can tell you from somebody who has
Yeah.
a Jewish mom.
Yeah.
There is nothing more that I think
Food.
any problem. The
You'd never
least
go
of his issues will be hitting his calories.
Yes. Protein. More protein.
Guess you can do it. Do it. How much? No fish.
Right.
like,
More corned beef. More.
all the corned beef.
Yeah.
Matzo ball soup.
Matzo ball
anything.
soup. Yeah.
Like anything that can fuel him putting on muscle.
Right. He should.
Or just bulk. Hell, even a little bit of fat too.
Sure.
That doesn't hurt.
Sure.
You don't need to have a six-pack.
Little schmaltz. Yeah. Little schmaltz, and you'll be fine.
Bagels.
Bagels, cream cheese, lox. Yeah,
with
man.
salmon.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
all sorts
Capers.
of.
Yeah, man. All of it. Load it up. Load it up.
Look at that, dude. Jack Hughes, he's got to go. He's got to bulk. He's got to go on a big
Yeah.
bulk.
Yeah. Well, the Panthers certainly have figured out.
Dude, the
Hurricanes.
Florida Panthers.
They
dude,
kicked their asses.
They've figured
man.
out hockey.
Yeah, they
This is
did.
their third year in a row in the Cup final,
They
and
did.
dude, I just wanna give some like props to them
Okay.
because a lot of people they hate them. It's like yeah, for good reason. You know, they play a little nasty, a little dirty, and yes, I am aware of the Colin Campbell thing where they do get a little bit of preferential treatment.
Yeah.
I can admit that, but they've embraced the identity of being assholes. You don't trade for Brad Marchand to be your third line left winger if that's not your identity,
Right.
where you just want to be dicks. Ironically enough, the only guy on that team who isn't one is Barkov.
Yeah.
They're gonna do like Kachuk, asshole, Verhage, asshole,
Yeah.
Bennett, super asshole,
Hey, it's working.
Luosterainen,
wor-
asshole,
it's working.
Lundell, asshole.
But
All of it.
Bobrovsky.
But
Good guy.
Bob, I don't know about Bob.
Good guy.
Yeah, Bob's
Seems like a good
guy.
by all accounts, but
Yeah, he seems cold. Oh, and he's Russian. You know, those they're a little. They can be.
they
Sometimes
they're
wild
you're
cards.
Eastern European, yeah. Stoic, yeah. It's working though.
like dude, they're. You know what comparison I came up with for them is you know how they don't have any like absurd like superstars
Right, they- yeah.
up front.
Right.
I mean, I guess maybe Barkov or Kachuk, but they don't really have
a Connor McDavid.
They don't have a
yeah.
Nathan McKinnon. They don't have
Austin
a
Matthews. Yeah.
Austin Matthews. Let's not go praising that team.
Oh, no, of course not.
But like they don't have any superstars up front.
Yeah.
But they just know how to make the play
Yes.
that needs to be made when they need to make it.
Yeah.
And they do it just every time. They're resilient. They know how to win. They're winners in every sense of the word. They are everything that every sports fan wants any of their teams to be. Just winners. They know how to get the job done. Doesn't matter how they get it done, but they can get it done.
And now they're going to the cup. Going for the cup yet again.
Oh, the team that I compared them to.
Yes.
Think of like the early 2010s LA Kings just on steroids.
I don't want to think about them, but
They
yes.
beat the Rangers.
They did.
They beat
True,
the Rangers.
true.
All is forgiven.
True. They beat the Devils too, but
Yeah, I know they beat them. But again, no, we know firsthand how that team was.
sure.
They didn't really have any real big-time superstars up front, but they had...
They had a bunch of guys who could play really well.
They just had a bunch of guys who could win.
And
Think
they
about,
did.
like, dude, Kopitar, Brown,
Yes.
Carter, Williams, I mean, think about the depth. I mean,
Jonathan Quick, yes.
Jonathan Quick, you want to talk about a superstar, dude. At that time, dude, Jonathan Quick. And I guess Drew Doughty, but
Sure.
they had so many people on that team who
Yeah.
could just play the game.
It worked out. Although that Kovalchuk off the post overtime.
Kovalchuk off the post in game 2, yes. Mark Fan missing a wide open net in game 1.
Yes.
Yes.
Could have gone either way.
I know the Steve Bernier, the boarding penalty that I still see a lot of people saying that shouldn't have been a major in game 6 of that series. But again, dude, you could say the same thing about the Rangers series against them. I think most of those games were 1-goal games. Or all of them were 1-goal games, and like 3 of the games went to overtime.
Yeah.
So all of those games could have gone either way.
Right.
But again, with the Rangers, they were just propped up by Henrik Lundqvist.
Yeah.
That year more than ever. He almost did it, but
Yeah.
good and for the good of the planet, they didn't. You know that we're going on 31 years since 94. I saw
Yeah.
a tweet this morning.
It's a long
where it
time
was
ago.
Or on Instagram, I saw a post that was like 31 years ago today. Stefan Matosco. I'm like, oh, shut up.
It's a
That was
long time.
31 years.
It's a
dude.
generation ago, but yes.
Yeah, literally.
Eons.
No, 2 generations ago.
Yeah.
91, it was the millennials were getting born.
Right.
2000s, it was my generation,
Sure.
the Gen Z. And then now you got Gen Alpha, the iPad Coco Melon kids.
Yes.
So you are going on the 3rd generation since the last time you won, dude. It's getting there. Only got 23 more years, and you're gonna match the last drought you had. 94 and
Let's keep it going.
90. Also, just dude, they were.
Let's keep it going.
I'll also just say, dude, if the Devils won that game, we'd be going on 85. If the Devils won that game, we'd be going on 85 years. But
Yeah.
it didn't happen because that team was one of the best
It
teams
was
ever
a
assembled.
very
But
good. Well, they won the cup, but yeah.
they almost blew a 3-1 series lead in the Cup final too. To
Almost.
the Canucks.
Yeah.
Although that Canucks team was just Pavel Bure. It was Pavel Bure and Trevor Linden
Yeah.
just doing their best McDavid and Draisaitl impression that they could.
Yeah. Speaking of those two, we're looking at a rematch. We're looking at a rematch.
That was a really good series too. I would
Well,
not
7
be
games,
mad
yeah.
I would not be mad at a rematch of that.
It's
Also, like any time where I can watch Connor McDavid, I'll be like. Also, it's on TNT this year, so I can actually watch.
Yeah.
Does Alan have an ESPN Plus account?
yeah. I mean, it looks like they're putting it together right now. So this could be a good series. It could go either way.
Dude, I thought after the second round, Dallas was gonna
They look good, but
make their run at it.
But what
But
Oilers got
Edmonton's looking like they're gonna gentlemen sweep.
Edmonton got hot for some reason. Yeah.
That's what happens in this sport. You get hot. Also, it helps when you have arguably the best player since Gretzky
Oh, sure.
on your team.
Yeah.
I think we're getting to that point with McDavid. We're getting there. Well, although, yes, I know, but again, a lot of people are forgetting how good Sidney Crosby was in his prime.
Oh, sure.
Exactly.
That Lemieux, yeah, a lot of good players.
I'm saying best player since Gretzky.
Oh, it's since Gretzky. Okay, sure.
Lemieux was around.
Right.
at
Yeah.
the same time.
No, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, you got. I think it's a case. Give it like 3 more years. Or he's putting up 130 point seasons.
Yeah. Well, we'll know.
Also,
next week.
Then the GOAT debate's gonna start, and then you're gonna have some. It's gonna be LeBron and Jordan, but in hockey.
Come on.
No, it's
Different eras.
yes, I know different eras, but again, it's like you see all these people. There's another TikTok trend now where they're trying to delegitimize Michael Jordan and prop up LeBron.
Whatever. What not keep trying.
Yeah, just no. It's
Yeah.
so stupid.
It's asinine. Plus, he's got the shoe empire. Like, you'll never topple that. So
Yeah, you're not. Yeah. Michael Jordan. No, that was the really well, wasn't it? I think in the movie it was like his mom who did everything.
yeah,
It's like his mom negotiated the best merchandising brand deal in
sports history
ever. No, probably no.
Ever?
Wait. The best merchandising deal ever was
Okay.
George Lucas getting all the rights to merchandising for Star
sure.
Wars.
Yeah, smart.
Which, yeah, like there was. I remember like the first time my dad told me about all of the Star Wars toys.
Yeah. Yep, he got all of that.
Where it was just
All
like,
of it.
Where it was just like, oh, like we'd be watching a movie and there would be some background character and my dad would point at the screen and be like, yeah,
I had that.
Yeah, I had that action figure.
Yeah, Yak Face had that. Hammerhead had that.
I don't even know who half those guys are. And I've gotten. Have you seen that Battlefront 2 is making a resurgence?
No.
Battlefront 2 on new gen.
Okay.
The EA Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Not the original Battlefront 2, but like a lot of people have been playing it lately.
It's a good game.
And dude, it's fun.
It's a great game.
Sure, it launched horribly as every EA game does, but they eventually built it back up over the course of like 5 years. And now it's really good.
Yeah.
Although every single time I play a mode where I can't select what era I play in, I always end up getting thrown into the sequels. I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn it. And I see people walking around as Rey. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, good luck.
God.
Good luck. Speaking of basketball,
Oh, God.
Knicks Pacers.
Thank God I'm not like a diehard fan of that team because I would have multiple things would have been broken after game one.
Right, but this says it. Well, the choke. First of all, this 3-pointer to win it though.
No, it wasn't a three.
He was on the
barely a
line. That's right. His
2-pointer.
toe was on the line. No, that tied it up.
But you knew the Knicks were losing like
No,
2
yeah. How
minutes
can
before
you?
that?
Yeah. Well, did you? They had a 14-point lead 2 minutes before this.
Yeah. I was watching that game. No, I'm not even a huge fan, and that pissed me off. Like that game genuinely pissed me off.
It should. It should piss everybody off.
I was like, because I've been getting into this run, dude.
I know. I know you
love the makeup of dude Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Mitch Robinson. Dude, that's a fun group. Deuce McBride, that's an easy group of people to root for. Especially because it's New York, and then you had the fans who were they're climbing up on billboards that are like 100 feet up in the air in Times Square. It's like, it's amazing. Just amazing. It's an amazing object. Again, I've said a million times that for the night of the clinching game of the NBA Finals, if the Knicks are ever there, which it's looking like it's never going to happen, but if that is ever a scenario, I will be on at ground zero. I'm not going to be at the Garden because that would require me throwing away my financial future for it, but I will be in the street. And I will be there. Because that's something I need to be a part of. That's a cultural touchstone.
Yeah.
I can tell my grandchildren about. It's like, oh yeah,
You were there.
Yeah, I went to the biggest party to ever happen in the history of New York.
Yes.
I've said it a million times. Yeah, what I'm really intrigued about is the morning after. Although, no, they'd party through the night. It would be an all-nighter. People would not sleep.
Right.
No, I think it would go for a couple days. The aftermath. The aftermath. That's what I mean, like the aftermath, because people aren't sleeping through that. And like the aftermath, you'd have so many people on the street. Think about how many. I think you would have around 200,000 bottles of Hennessy just empty. 200 empty.
Oh yeah,
bottles.
their stock price definitely going up. 200
empty bottles of wait. I'm curious. Is Hennessy publicly traded?
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, I'm sure they're owned by some conglomerate, but yeah, some beverage conglomerate. I'm sure. Hennessy. Yeah,
there's companies called Hennessy, but like it's like Hennessy by its
right. I'm sure some global French or German corporation owns them.
Who owns
Oh, Tennessee.
Tennessee? um, okay. Okay, it's owned by this company. Are they publicly traded?
I have no doubt. I have no
The
doubt.
company that, dude, what the hell? Okay.
Yeah, I have no doubt that they're
Okay, this is the okay. I found the
okay.
stock price
Okay.
for the company that owns Tennessee. They're actually down over the last month. So whatever. Yeah, like during the Knicks playoff run, they're down. So the Henny sales haven't helped at all. But again, like if the Knicks ever win the NBA championship, that entire town, no, there's going to be years, like decades, where people are still going to find empty bottles of Hennessy
just laying around
Central Park.
Yeah. Well, Game 5 tonight, Pacers up 3-1. Not looking great
At the Garden.
But,
I mean, I wouldn't put it past this team to come back down 3-1.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. This is a good group.
Yeah, but that game, crushing blow.
Yeah, dude, that's it. You don't come back from that.
It's tough.
I'm sorry, you don't. There are certain games you don't like. If it's just a normal loss where you say you lose by 10 points, like okay, yeah, you can come back from that.
Right, but you're up 14 with 2:53 left.
You can't. You can't. I'm sorry, dude. You
lose.
Can't.
Yeah,
you just can't. It's impossible. Nobody's ever done it. Well, I mean, the Knicks did it in 1994.
Right.
Again, 1994 was an anomaly for teams that played in that building. So
94 is a weird year. The OJ trial.
Oh, geez, yeah, dude. One of the top 5 most loved people in America. Just
yeah. He went bad.
Yeah.
He went bad.
Bad guy.
Yeah.
Allegedly, glove didn't fit.
Yeah.
Ran for 2,000 yards in a 14-game season.
Yeah.
Won the Heisman, ran for over 11,000 yards. He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. They didn't take his bust out of there.
No, and his number's still retired at
Oh yeah, that's right. His number's still retired
at Highmark Stadium. Yeah,
oh
I saw it.
God.
I was like, wait, does it say 32? Like it sure did.
Dude, Bill said, dude. I've never stooped to this point, but there's probably people who watch O.J. Simpson. No, I think it was Bill Burr who said it on Conan, who says like, yeah, I still watch O.J. Simpson highlights. It's like the Dave Chappelle stand-up to every. I have a Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle reference for everything, but like when Dave Chappelle like the first time he met O.J. Simpson, where he was like negotiating a deal, and this was like during the trial, and he was like he just started Chappelle's show,
yeah,
or close to when he started. I don't know, but like it was the O.J. like in his trial, and then it was like he was in a diner negotiating. Like, or talking over a contract, I think, with a few of his reps. And then Al Collins and O.J. Simpson walk in to the diner. And then Dave Chappelle just randomly in a state of shock just says, O.J. And then he comes up to him and shakes his hand. And then his staff, who's, I think, a bunch of, like, blonde white women, were all like, how could you? How could you shake hands with that murderer? And he's like, with all due respect, that murderer ran for over 11,000 yards. Like that was the story that he told. His story, not mine. Right. His opinion, not mine.
Oh.
All jokes, all satire on here. Thank God the YouTube videos get no views. But like, it's right. Hey, dude, if somebody is enough of a hater of mine to go through every single one of these episodes.
Oh, it's a lot of episodes.
Me, do you know how
over
many?
200, yes.
You are going through probably upwards of 700 hours of footage.
For sure.
If you are
dedicated
enough to go through every single one of these episodes to find something I said and put
God
it out
bless
there,
you then.
and
God
not
bless
only
you.
and then find the email of whoever my employer is at the time or any potential employers I might have. And if you do that, I'm like, hey, bro. Tip the cap to you.
Yep.
That is such a dedicated hate job.
Right.
I love that. I just gotta respect it. I gotta respect the game. Because guess what? Guess what I do for Sports Grid? I'm a professional asshole. That's what I do. I'm a hater.
Yeah.
I'm a professional. Sure, now I can kind of, I don't run on angry like I used to. I can kind of flip the switch on and off.
Right.
When I record. It's like, I don't get as bent out of shape over Yankee games as I did, last year, but
they're winning, but yeah.
Well, again, the mental maturity from 20 to 21, that's there's some kind of.
I mean, you had every right to be mad, though.
There's some kind of exponential curve there, but also I'm just more prepared for it at this point. I'm so guarded.
Right. Well, yeah, you'll be jaded.
It's I can enjoy these games for what they are.
You'll be jaded
but
soon enough.
I'm not sitting there being like, yeah, man, this team's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can flip that switch on. Most of the time it's like a character at this point.
Yeah. Giants started workouts yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm not talking about that team for another 2 months.
Okay, just Russell Wilson took a lot of snaps.
Well, I mean, Russ isn't the one that people are focused on at that position. It's all about Jackson Dart.
Sure.
Who I don't really know how to feel about Jackson Dart. I think I made my point on here before.
You did.
It was you already got the premium player in the first round that you wanted.
Throw him in. Let's see what this kid can do. And what else do you have to lose?
And in reality, you just spent a pair of thirds on him.
Yeah.
So you didn't use that much value.
Right.
It's that's the way you got to think about it. It's not oh my God, you spent a first round pick on him. No, you spent a couple of third rounders on him.
Yeah. Still
to get into the first round. That's the asset management way to look at it. And I can stomach that a lot more easily than I could drafting Daniel Jones at 6.
Sure. Yeah. This kid had more than 4 wins in him this season.
Well, the schedule. Well, God willing, we're not going to see him until late.
Sure.
Or next year, maybe.
I mean, God willing that.
The job.
God willing that everyone doesn't get knocked out, banged up.
I think if the Giants are bad enough, they're gonna throw Jackson Dart in there as a bid to save their jobs.
Sure.
Just so he shows a bit of promise and they can talk to John Mara and be like, hey,
we tried.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
Give me more time with him.
Yeah.
And that'll probably be enough for them to keep that. Because I think Joe Shane and Brian Dable, at least in whatever John Mara is capable of hiring, is about as good and as forward thinking as we're gonna get. Also, the draft this year, I think they killed it, at least on paper.
Right. Yeah.
Again, the giant I'm most excited to watch this year is Cam Scatterbo.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and that Abdul Carter guy seems pretty good. But no, Scatterbo is the guy because he's a downhill runner. There's just something about guys who run a football downhill and can break tackles that just gets me going.
Yeah.
Cam Scatterbo highlights made me want to train legs at the gym again.
Okay.
I just saw his quads and I'm like,
yeah.
I just looked down. I'm like, shit,
dang,
man.
I got a lot of work to do.
I got a lot of work. I did not go hard enough on the legs at the gym lately, but again, it's genetics. I have skinny legs, defined legs, but skinny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited to watch Scatterbo. I'm intrigued by the Giants. I'm more excited than I was before.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's only May. We're at the end of May, but coming up, okay, it'll be here before you know it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I know, dude. I don't get me wrong. I am enjoying these non-football Sundays because I randomly see a video sometimes where it's like my life, like my Sundays now is that my football team isn't tormenting me every week, and I'm like, hell yeah, man. I get to enjoy my Sundays. I get to do things like hang out with people and go out and do things.
Yeah. Enjoy
myself. Play video games.
Yeah.
It can be a Sunday afternoon, and I can be like, you know what? I want to play some. This is another Star Wars game. I want to play some Old Republic. And I could do that.
Can.
I could do that without having a bunch of people talking about how awful my team is. Dude, it got so bad. You know why? Like, my grades are so good in college because I don't have the Giants to distract me on
Right.
Sundays.
Yeah.
No. I think literally my worst semester by GPA was the year the Giants made the
playoffs. Wow.
Was when the Giants were good,
so
and I had a distraction on something. Like, I enjoyed football. Like, I spent 8 hours. Like, I carved out 8 hours a day where I would be like, no, more like 10 because I had the Sunday night game.
Yeah.
I would carve out 10 hours a day, or during the international games, I'd wake up and I'd throw on the football game. I would have nonstop 10 hours of football to watch. And then I would be sucked in. I wouldn't do my homework. Take every other fall semester. Giants game kicks off at 1. The game is essentially over by 1:30. I get too angry. I look for a distraction, and I go down to the library and actually do.
Yeah, wow, you study. I love it. So there's a correlation.
There is a correlation between the Giants being bad and my grades being good.
Very interesting. I love it. I love it.
It's funny. I never thought about that correlation. I literally just thought about it.
Yeah.
Like, wow, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Going into my senior, Jesus Christ, dude. But like,
yeah, you're almost done.
So
home stretch.
And then I have a semester or a year of grad school.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
So I'm gonna be doing. I'm finishing up undergrad.
All right.
Which is
get that master's degree, man. Heck yeah, man.
Like, but yeah, it's like I got 2 more semesters where like I can see this theory play out.
Okay. Well,
it's like if the Giants are good at any point in the next 2 years,
yeah, grades might be suffering.
And if I
take a dip.
Although in my grad year I'm doing strictly sports media classes.
Yeah. Well,
so my classes are going to be revolving around ball anyway.
Right.
Where it's like my assignments are going to be watch football on Sunday. Which
that'll be
dude,
part of
talk about homework.
Tough life.
Talk about fun homework assignments.
Tough life.
Yeah, watch a football game and make a video on them. Like, sweet, that's awesome. Like, literally, like I start taking, because like at Iona they have like a structure where you can start taking your graduate classes while you're in undergrad, so you can gradually chip away at the credits. So you just have the 1 year and then you're done. While most master's programs take like 2 years if you're just going off rip.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the there were assignments I've gotten where it's like, yeah, you watch the Super Bowl or you watch this and you pay attention to some things here and there. You pay attention to the broadcast. And it was like, I think one of my assignments was watch the Super Bowl, pay attention to like things that they do with the broadcast. And like the first thing I noticed with the broadcast is the god awful score bug that they came up with. I don't know if I told you about this, but they came up with a speedrunning category. Or I don't know if it's a speedrunning category, but it's a joke that's been made a couple times.
Okay.
Where it's like it's a speedrunning category where it's like people on Photoshop or like any people who do graphic design. They're just like, okay, Super Bowl graphic percent. And it's just they make the bare bones score bug that Fox put up for the Super Bowl.
Right.
And like I know there's some scene for it. If there's a speedrunning scene in Mario Kart DS for how quickly you can crash the game,
right,
there is definitely a scene for how quickly you can make a shot-for-shot remake of the Super Bowl score bug.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, like that's something that can be made in 5 minutes. Somebody at Fox some graphic designer at Fox probably got paid like
a lot,
$250,000 to do that.
Yeah. Oh, vastly overpaid. Yes.
So in case like, hey, if you're really good at graphic design and you have some like nepotist connections, dude, you're set.
Yeah.
It's like you don't really have to be good.
Yeah.
Because there are so many people. Dude, if you want to see good graphic, dude, look at anybody in like the Smash community. Like those people can make graphics.
Right.
It's like I've kind of dabbled in.
Yeah.
It's like I am semi-literate in using
Right.
Photoshop. It's like really because like the software that I use for all of my like video editing isn't Premiere, but for most of my assignments like that we do in class, it's like yeah, you gotta edit it on Premiere.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, but whenever I do anything like at home, I just use Filmora.
No, yeah.
That's my whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's a more simple interface
Right.
than Premiere.
Yeah.
Also,
But
it's
hey-
not like I'm putting fancy graphics
No,
or
they're just cutting
effects in
stuff.
anything.
Yeah, just cutting stuff.
And I'm like doing transcriptions and I'm putting music beds. Like that's the easiest. Like the editing and the work that I do is pretty bare bones for the most part.
Yeah, it works though. It's good stuff.
Really-
Check it out. Can't Willie Show on Instagram, TikTok.
I have the Instagram's dead. You don't have to plug the
Okay.
Instagram anymore. Oh man.
So put your stories on there. So that's how I watch your stuff.
It's on Sports Grid.
Sports Grid, yeah, but
Sports Grid is where I
they tagged a collaborator. So
yeah they
I see all your
tag
stuff.
me as a yeah. So well, I put it on my story
Yeah,
because like it shows up in my DMs.
yeah. So you
And
just post it,
then-
repost it. Yep. Cool.
I just I gotta see how I'm doing on the TikToks right now. Let's have a look.
Okay.
When was the last TikTok? Okay, I made a TikTok about Angel Reese being super delusional.
I saw that.
It's almost at 10,000 views on TikTok.
Yeah.
I made a video about the Yankees not being taken seriously or saying the Yankees can't be taken seriously after almost losing the Rockies.
Rockies.
That's at 32,000
Okay.
on TikTok. Dude, it is so easy to rage bait Yankee fans.
Oh yeah, but it's good. It's good for engagement. Good job.
And then I made a video about like the tush push that got 15,000
Yeah.
views. I made a video about Juan Soto, 10,000.
Yeah, good numbers.
I'm putting up.
Yeah, really good numbers.
I've been on a bit of a heater lately.
Yeah.
There was a little stretch where I wasn't getting like amazing views, but like after that, I've really bounced back. I'm not gonna lie, like that did worry me for a little bit. It's like, oh man, did I only catch lightning?
I know
Not
why
all,
am I
like, did I-
plateauing, but yeah, it's
like,
so hard to
like-
so hard to predict, man.
do these. Although, if you just short form content, like you can, it's a formula. It's like
Yeah.
I have a formula that I use. I write my stuff, so which is more
Well,
that I do for this show.
You're
but,
you're good at ranting, so
like yeah, it's
plays-
it's an art.
well into your strengths.
It's an art, dude. And that's literally what they wanted out of me.
Yeah.
When I did the interview, it was just like, yeah,
I love it.
we want you to rant, and I'm like, sweet, and rest is history.
Yep.
Well, history is still to come, but still, I like where things are going. you
Yep.
know.
Knock on wood, everybody. Awesome.
But yeah, I think I've about
I think we covered
talked
everything.
myself to death.
Yeah.
Here. Yeah. So, anyways, from Ming Chen and a Shared Universe Podcast Studio, I am Cameron Moley. Don't forget to like and subscribe, follow the socials, and as always, stay classy, New Jersey.